The anticipation makes you just
It's
can't
too
wait.
relaxing, that music, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah, yeah. One day I imagine I'll wake up and just be it'll stop and I'll just be asleep. Welcome to developers, otherwise known as Devx5, the stream where we onboard with developer products and talk about how old we are and how things
I
used to
think I
be for
think this one's going to
developers.
be a bit different now. I think it's
Yeah,
going to
I
be
do too.
more. It's not JavaScript or CSS frameworks, so hopefully it won't be so much old men talking about how things used to be.
This one, I have been consuming so much Mattermost marketing. Like, I have seen so much on Twitter about it.
Really?
I
Huh.
just feel like maybe I follow the CEO or something on Twitter. Like, I've just have heard about it and know the brand, but I've never used it.
I think I have encountered them through open source places, and as I was just saying to Ian, I'm actually going to be interviewing them as well, part of KubeCon, which happened last week, but just I couldn't make it, so now trying to arrange interviews post event. Um, I think I worked for one company that used it. I guess they probably had a fairly busy year, um, as people were forced online for collaboration and maybe didn't want to use centralized tools. I must admit, one of the things I'm slightly confused about, maybe you know more than me, is it feels like to me like it was a company that was very much more open source project and now has become more of a company. And I think that change has confused me slightly, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see, I guess.
It seems to be pretty common, I think, with
Yeah.
just any open source project can really get funding right now in the market here. So it's
I don't know what you mean. So, I feel like the interesting approach here would be we both kind of try to get set up and then we try to talk to each other. That would seem reasonable, wouldn't it, Ian?
sure.
I don't know
I
if that's going
mean,
to
one of us I
work,
think
but
should drive, but I'm happy to also try it myself.
I, I kind of think, I'm pretty sure there is a way. Let me see where we can both do this. Hang on. I will...
Do you want to race? Is that what you're getting at?
No, no, that wasn't what I was implying. But more that I think we can both share our screen at the same time. I think. See what happens. Share yours as well, and I'll see if I can arrange things so it's both visible.
Okay.
There you are. And let's see. Ooh, hello. I feel like there is a way. I just need to figure it out. Maybe not.
Okay. Well,
I feel like there was a way, but that's not optimal, but
oh,
it'll
that's pretty
do.
cool. Am I?
It's not
Oh,
optimal, but it'll do.
I'm the one on the top left. Can you drag him around?
uh, yeah, there we go.
Okay,
And
that's
if
pretty
I get
cool.
rid of
Yeah.
the,
Okay,
there
three,
we go. We have a bit more
two,
space now.
one,
All
go.
right. So, I mean, I guess we're going to go for try Mattermost now. I don't know, but I want to go down the open source path. So, yeah, we'll do
So you want
cloud.
to install?
Yeah, we want to go down. We're not connecting to an existing workspace yet. This is where it's going to be interesting because we need to have a server and a client. So this is where it could get complicated. But I was also clicking around earlier and noticed run your server now under developers. I don't know if that's the same link. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Deploy your self-hosted Mattermost server. Right. Docker. This is going to get the CPU going hard. Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Ubuntu, I think. But I don't know if that's going to be the server. Yeah, I'll go with Ubuntu, so we'll see how this goes.
We do need server first. Although only one of us needs to run a server, I suppose. I'm not sure.
That's
Yes.
an interesting idea. Well, I mean, with ngrok, yeah. Yeah.
But let's see what happens. I would be interesting
Okay.
that we both try different options and see where we get to, and then we can try connecting to each one. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to expose my internal Docker to the internet either, but we'll see how we go. This is always the problem with something like this. It gets a bit complicated.
Well, yeah, I'm already overwhelmed by this.
The
Ubuntu is
documentation
here.
jumps you into a very different, a very different experience, doesn't it?
Yeah, the server installation starts out by talking about the app, like the desktop app requirements to prevent you from even doing the server if your computer's not good enough.
Local machine set using Docker. What is Mattermost Omnibus? Sounds intriguing. Oh, Debian package. Okay, all right. Local Docker setup. Let's go for it.
I think I'm starting with Ubuntu, but like I'd have to first install Ubuntu server and then MySQL and then Postgres and then Mattermost. So I think I'm going to actually. I don't want to do that to my
There is Docker for Windows, I
installation.
can see, if you have Docker though.
I do have Docker. I will try local Docker. Yeah, okay, we'll go for that. Mattermost production Docker deployment. One line Docker install. You have Docker set up. Mattermost installs in one line. Okay. When Docker is open, okay, we'll go for the Docker. Well, I
Things
don't
are
have
happening.
Docker, I guess.
I mean, it is a communication server. I'm anticipating it to be fairly large, so, so it's taking a little while.
Docker diff. Okay, while this installs, did you see the new MacBooks?
Yeah. I think I'm waiting. I am submitting my 2020 tax return.
Okay.
Then I'll see how much money I have left. But I am, to be honest with you, the thing I'm least excited about is I really couldn't care less about the new ports. Everyone's excited. Oh my God, ports are back, but I stopped using them ages ago. But the other stuff is certainly appealing to me. I clarified my other main requirement, which was, can I still run my old games in a Windows virtual machine?
Nice. Yeah.
And I can. And everything else is sort of, why not? I'll probably keep this one for a little bit just in case. But yeah, roll on tax return and then clicky.
How are the tax returns over there in Germany? Do you expect to? I know the taxes are supposed to be pretty high, right?
Well, compared to the US, but not terrible. It's just more that I was self-employed last year. You're always a year behind, basically.
Yeah.
All right, enough talk of tax returns, thankfully, because that finished.
I'm installing Docker. I'm in it for the long run. I'm glad we both did this because I think this is going to be the Chris show today.
I can open this up, although I have
I think I lost off
recently
the back here.
realized that Docker for Mac does not do localhost anymore. It seems to do 4 zeros. That didn't work either. So, okay. Let's see. I found, if all else fails, go to the Docker dashboard and see. Ports. Yeah, it should work. That's the one I just tried. 8065. Well, this is a good start. This is a good start.
How are you doing?
Okay.
Okay.
It's running,
Well,
but I cannot get the to open. This looks better. There we go. So it wasn't working across a secure connection. That's fine. That's expected.
I have to log out of Windows in order to complete installation. So I guess
Which
I'll
means
see
you've got to
you
drop off the stream as well.
All right.
Well, I'll welcome you back soon, and I'll carry on in
Yeah,
the
I'll see you in a
meantime.
couple minutes.
Oh dear. that unfortunately fulfilled the cliche there of Windows a little bit. Okay, all right. So in the meantime, I'll carry on over here. It's okay, I think. I don't want that email address though. I want this one. Okay. So I'll create a team. Let's just get everything started. Oops. Okay. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to work across. So this is, yeah, okay. Now, can get to Ian's back.
All right, I'm back.
We're in the wrong places again. There we go. Cool. All right, so I have got to the point where I have it running here. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to share this with you, to be honest with you, but we'll figure that out in a minute. And I can connect a client, I think. Connect to existing workspace. So download an app. macOS. I am seeing links to source code everywhere I go, so it is open source. I think they just have that cloud hosted version, much like Nextcloud. I mean, Nextcloud I run on a Raspberry Pi at home, but I could also use a commercial service if I wanted to. It just so happens that Mattermost are the company or one of them, I suppose. There we go. Oh, it's still downloading. Whoops. It's actually still, that's quite large, 422 megabytes. It's quite large.
What do you believe is the largest part of it? Like, why do you think it's so large?
Probably because it's using Electron, which adds usually at least 180 megabytes these days. And then, I mean, if it's an entire communications tool, I would assume if you were going to also install, I don't know, Microsoft Teams or whatever. I mean, Slack has shrunk down a bit, but I think Slack is just one thing. I think Mattermost is multiple things. But let's see. We'll see in a minute. Okay. I have installed this before. I recognize the logo now, but I can't think where I was working that used it. Anyway.
Open up localhost. Okay. Well, blindly following the Docker commands has been pretty helpful so far.
Oh, it should be.
Let's see.
Yes, it's using Electron as I expected. That's.
Oh, I've connected to mine. Have you been unable to connect to your?
No, I just had to change it from secure. That was all. I probably could have fixed that, but it's running on my local machine, so I'm not going to worry too much.
Create a team.
Here is the desktop application. And
in your team, cloud notifications.
Be able.
All right, I'll send you an invite. This one's a bit different for us because it's a developer tool, but it's sort of it's more of just an application.
Yeah, well, I think I get the feeling there'll probably be more we can do in a minute, but let's.
Yeah, I'm curious of how we can hack on this. So
I've connected. I haven't identified myself as anybody yet, which is interesting. Here. Oh, here we go. Right.
Wow. Yeah, it starts to get very technical.
You sent me a link. Yeah.
I don't think that's going to work because it's my local.
No, because that's going to connect to my machine. So yeah, I need to figure out how to share these in a minute. I need to invite myself now. Things seem to get a bit weird. I suppose I could just use this.
Try to run an ngrok instance.
Yeah, I've never tried ngrokking with Docker.
Actually, yeah, it's not going to work.
In principle. Docker
must have a built-in reverse proxy.
Thought so. But... So here I'm just talking to myself right now. This is not particularly interesting, but so hey me. I guess yeah. So that does work, and it kind of looks how you expect. It looks a fair bit like Slack. But how can we share? I feel like you've got that in hand. You're figuring out how to share with me, yeah?
I'm pretty inexperienced with Docker, and I'm trying to understand how to expose the ports here. Expose Damien on TCP. Oh.
You need to set up email, all sorts of things. It's a relatively complex
Proxies.
Tool, of course. I've honestly never tried, but let's see. Expose. Oof.
Are you deep in this as well?
Yeah, I get the feeling we might end up getting lost in this world.
This is it's. I feel like we're treading very carefully. Like there's a nice path laid out, going through Docker and going like through this but any misstep and it's like it starts to get technical.
I mean, the smart thing to do would I could have installed this on my Raspberry Pi. And we could have done this. But, I don't know if I want to go down that path now. Let's see.
I'm gonna switch tasks here and see if I can start to modify the source code. That's the whole point, right? Or are we supposed to let's look at the docs. So essentially, what are we? Okay, it's an open source app, and the value is that we're not hosting it centralized, right? And no one's spying on us, or that we can modify it.
Yeah. Also, it's equivalent to tools like Matrix, which is mostly chat, but also does video as well. I wonder if there's an easier way here. You take a look around there. I might as well stay as we are, since we're both doing different things. We've never thought to do this before. I don't know if it's readable, but we're doing it. So, expose Docker to Docker desktop, actually, probably more crucially. I mean, the annoying thing is we know that the fundamental outcome of all this is going to be rather dull. It'll be you and I sending a message to each other, but still.
That's true. Yeah. I'm going to check out, I'm going to explore the open source world of this. I'm curious about what people are talking about on GitHub, people are trying to do. They're on GitHub. Mattermost GitHub.
Yeah, you need to set up. Oh god, you need to set up. Oh man, well, stuff becomes a pain. It's a shame there's not just a way to run it locally, because then I could just do an ngrok. But
yeah,
not for
exactly.
Mac, there isn't. Not for Mac or Windows.
There's quite a few pull requests on both. There's 116 on the web app and 84 on the server.
That's not terrible, to be honest with you. I've worked for open source projects that have way more, so that's not bad.
Well, those are pulls, not issues. That's what I was impressed by.
Yeah. That's reasonable. I think they're also I think they're part of Hacktoberfest with DigitalOcean, so they're going to have a lot of pull requests coming in from that sort of thing as well. Yeah, it looks like you need to set up proxies or a Oh, I'm having a complete blank on the terminology, or a ingress or something like that, which is there's not levels of complexity I really wanted to go to, but
Oh yeah, they've got a Hacktoberfest.
damn,
Hacktoberfest tag.
didn't really want to go to this this level. Damn, it's a pain, isn't it?
Wow, why are there so many comments on some of these? Crazy.
Yeah, I didn't really want to have to do that. That's a bit of a pain, isn't it?
Interesting, like a discussion of supporting closed formats, right? So like, oh hey, can we support like a Word preview? I guess interesting because it's open source. So then they go, okay, well we use LibreOffice.
Yeah, so Nextcloud does something like that.
What does?
Actually, Nextcloud has something like that with LibreOffice and stuff like that. But it gets, yeah, I think LibreOffice has a sort of web-based interface, but it's not quite as seamless. Just wondering if it's as simple as this. I don't think so, but it's worth a try. You never know.
Okay, I'm joining the Mattermost community server.
Oh, what the hell? Did that work? Was it as easy as that? Oh my god, no, surely not. Let's see. Something's happening. Exceptionally slowly, but something's happening.
All right. Just stop sharing for 1 second.
Something is happening, but I'm not sure what. Okay, yeah. Let's try. Oh. No. Ah. So I think something is happening, but then I get a failure because I'm seeing requests here for Mattermost. So, oh, here we go. Hey, look at that. Check that out again. All right, excellent. I'm going to invite you. Amazing. Woo.
Nice.
You're going to get an invite in a second. Thankfully, we don't have too many viewers because potential to invite random people. But let me invite you. I need to log back into it this way around. No, it's there you go. No, got to figure out what login is now. It's so actually all I needed to do was ngrok. It was nothing more complicated than that, actually.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be more complicated, but it wasn't. Okay. Sure. All right, so I'm going to invite you, and then we can chat with each other. What fun. Invite you. Oh, I'll just copy this link. There we go. I'll pop it in our little private chat because we already have our own private chat.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Well, it's oh, here we go.
So I assume now you will need to just create an account. Actually, you should. Do you want to share your screen back so people can see what it looks like?
Yes, I will. Invalid response from the server.
Oh joy. Invalid response. I haven't really got any advice. Let me see. Maybe I'll try the email path. Well, the email path may not work though because we haven't. You probably need to set up an email server. That's the problem. Too many connections. Oh, it's
Oh,
ngrok
ngrok
having
too
a
many
problem.
connections.
Oh man. 20 connections per minute. I don't really know how to slow it down.
Yeah, client application surpasses rate limit.
I don't really know how to slow that down.
Interesting. So you're probably on the free ngrok, right? That has like
Yeah, of
10,
course, yeah.
10 connections, and it's
I don't know
probably
how.
opening a lot of WebSocket connections or something.
Yeah, I don't really know how to make that improve that,
You
unfortunately.
have to upgrade ngrok, I think, or use a different local host. Try
I could just close these ones and now try
Oh, I
again,
got in.
maybe.
I just
You
brute
got in?
forced it. I got in, yeah.
There we go. Hey, look at that. There he is. Hey, check that out. We're talking to each other via my computer. Now, we've got to check some of the important things with something like this. Do we have no GIFs? No GIFs? What? Oh, man. Okay. YouTube.
Wow.
What are you, are you posting YouTube links? Okay. I mean, now we have that working. It'd be interesting to see what we can do further. Like, it's a chat application. That's fine, but not so interesting per se. What else can we do? So it'd be good to maybe dig into. Well, this is already starting to imply some things more than just messaging. So we need collaboration tools. So how can we
Yeah.
add a collaboration tool?
Boards. Okay. On the top right left, click boards, and then now we have a Jira.
In boards, I see.
Assigned. It's that's interesting. It's assigned to each channel.
Ah, nice. That's actually kind of a cool idea. I kind of like that. So add a board. Ah, yeah. Oh, I think this is playbooks and then boards maybe. Project tasks. Oh, I seem to be getting stuck in some kind of redirect loop here. But this could also be the ngrok problems, of course. That's the only problem. It's hard to know. It's hard to know. And it seems fairly reasonable that it could be, having seen the problem you had.
This is interesting. This seems well, it's a clone of Notion's boards.
So far from what I saw, it looked to me like Trello, but maybe I haven't got as far as you.
But it's interesting because it's a bit unfinished. Like you can't add more properties. Like there's only status, priority, and date created, and a name.
You might be able to. I mean, of course, the argument is always it's open source. You can do what you like, but
Oh yeah, it's not good.
there probably are some extensions if we dug around. But
Okay, yeah. Add property. Okay, here we go. Yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
I'm getting hit by the ngrok
Wow,
problems, which is a pain. Let me try
this
over here
is
instead.
so complicated. It goes so deep.
Ah, there we go. Right, better. I select a board.
I'm gonna look up. I'm curious who works.
Oh, see, now I see what you mean. Yeah, this does look like that. This looks like the Notion one. Yeah, the top looked like Trello to me, but this looks more like Notion. You're right.
Who is building this?
So I guess I can say, assign this to you. I guess. Ian? No, strangely.
I love when the top contributors are anonymous blank GitHub profiles.
Really?
Like the fourth most contributed person is just like an empty GitHub.
Huh. Interestingly, the thing that I'm wondering here is I would have expected anyone on the board, on the channel, to be part of this, but I'm not seeing a way to like at you or anything. Hmm. Because that would seem reasonable that I'd want to say,
Dimension me.
hey, do this thing. But I'm not. Unless it's just the autocomplete is broken, maybe? It doesn't seem to be. That's interesting. That seems to be something slightly
Okay.
lacking if you can't at a member.
I'm moving on to playbooks. What?
Oh, playbooks, I see, yeah. Maybe that's, what are playbooks? Orchestrates workflows for your teams and tools. Interesting. Okay. Click here to create your own, as opposed to... Do you have a dog?
Do I have a dog?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Do you hear one?
They sound like a dog whining in the background. That was all. I'd never
No.
heard it before. So.
No, there's a bird. There's a bird. What's your username here? Is it just Chris? Christian Jeff?
But that's the strange thing. I can't seem to at you either. It's weird.
Yeah.
Now
Maybe
this
that's
is,
a.
but this playbook stuff in principle seems like quite a nice idea actually.
I do like it.
In
Yeah, I like the
principle,
idea.
like reading this page, I mean, I'd have to kind of actually make a practical use case, but it seems quite potentially quite interesting actually. Um, the extensibility options would is where it starts to get very interesting to me, which I
Oh, you
might.
know what? I was using my own server that did not include you somehow, and that's why your name was not auto completing.
Yeah, but you're on mine, and I can't see that you either. So I don't know. We're missing something there. But I get the feeling that the ngrok stuff might be causing some problems as well.
Yeah, you can click here to create a playbook. Oh, you know what's interesting is the click here link goes to localhost.
Yeah, and then with Docker, that's
Yeah.
not unfortunately the correct URL anymore. There was actually, so if you see at the top of my window, it says please configure your site URL. Probably if I changed that, it would probably work better. So interestingly, I can see in the hash things we can actually start a playbook from the command line. So this gets you into those sorts of territories of things like
Oh, okay, let me see that.
what's GitHub call it?
Yes.
Chat ops and stuff like that. I don't
Mm.
see an equivalent option, strangely, for the tasks. I get the feeling that tasks and board things might be new, but
I'm getting too many connections.
we've got to stop opening 4 things at once. That's the problem. We're only going to get 20 active connections at one time. I'm interested to actually dig into some of this extensibility. Like one thing, especially for me, if I was to use something like this instead of Trello and all the other things I use and put it up on my Raspberry Pi, which starts to sound quite tempting, I'd still want the opportunity to connect up to like Zapier and other things, basically. So
The API looked extensive.
well, of course, there's going to be an API, but it would be nice if there was some, more packaged things around that.
Oh, like is there a marketplace or a?
Yeah, that kind of thing. That's sort of where I was going to go for.
I think there was. Yeah, browse over 700 Mattermost integrations.
Where did you find that?
Popular auto link, automatically rewrite text matching. Okay, so basically the reason that YouTube link wasn't auto expanded is because
Yeah,
it's
you need
typically
to add it.
in that you manually enable all of these things.
Yeah, that's for sure. Where did you find that though?
Mattermost.com/marketplace.
Marketplace. Why am I not
I
seeing a
do
link?
like the technical focus. Like if you look at the Slack
Yeah.
marketplace,
Yep.
it's
It's
going to
very
be
broad. Yeah.
yeah, it's very broad. And here, like we have like CI/CD, cloud compute, coding, customer feedback, deployment, files. Like it seems very technical and like again with
Jira.
those like taking this opinion is like is super attractive. Like you're saying, it's
Yeah. There we go. That's it. There we
I'm
go.
Yeah, it's. I'm
GitHub.
surprised I haven't seen. I've worked at a few technical companies, and I'm surprised I haven't seen this used.
Well, they claim if you have a look on the customer page, there are I saw Fastly, DuckDuckGo, Canonical. They're reasonably well-known technical companies. Samsung, apparently. What
Yeah.
division of Samsung? Who knows? There's just the ones that are mentioned. Bosch. I know some people at Bosch here. I could always ask if they actually do use it.
I would imagine that a single team may use it. You know, they
Maybe,
may.
yeah. Yeah. Let's have a look.
Huh.
So if I wanted to
Okay, what
add
if I wanted to do stand up Raven, daily stand ups across teams?
Zoom, start Zoom. Yeah. So I'm going to try adding GitHub. Oops. No, it didn't work. Okay. So how do you install them? Is it just a matter of... I mean, we haven't thought to see even if like maybe you can just add them from here somewhere.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back, and I'm gonna make a playbook.
Oh, here we go. Marketplace. Search Marketplace. Yeah, the whole playbook thing seems very, very interesting if the potential is really realized there. Okay, install. Configure. Enable. Oh, I have to create. Well, it seems reasonable. I'd have to create things for sure. um,
Time for next update. Interesting. Sales to
this obviously
post.
involves me. I will try this and I will unshare for a bit because I don't want to start sharing OAuth, GitHub OAuth tokens. So I'll drop out for a second of screen share. There we go. And pop you, whatever you're doing, over there in the meantime. I'll be back shortly because I want to see how this
I am
works.
exploring the deep depths of this. Of these feature sets / command.
And this, I suppose, is the thing. You can do all of this with Slack and things like that if you want to. But, yeah, it's...
Oh wow. Huh. Yeah, I do like. I do get it. I like, because why do we need to have this, Slack with another integration, and then also like I can't change anything. Like I like there's such a trend in workflow software for companies that it makes sense to have a single integrated experience that does everything, um, rather than continually like switching from Monday.com to Slack to like,
Yeah,
they're all doing the
yeah.
same.
My concern there is that it always comes to a certain point when you still need to go elsewhere. I think, in honesty, as much as I like the extensibility and everything, I think the main point of difference between Mattermost and Slack or anything else like it is that it's self-hosted. In honesty, I'm not sure if much else is massively different, but it's self-hosted, which I do kind of like. And there are definitely certain communities that is encouraging. That's enough, you know. So,
Yeah.
okay, right. Okay, I have set that up. Let's see if it works. And of course, the problem with setting up anything self-hosted is you need to configure email and all sorts of things. And this gets us back. It's actually kind of interesting because, of course, to many people, the whole promise of something like cloud services is you don't have to worry about all this. But then to a lot of other people, it's all gone too far. And then you want to have something like this. So yeah.
I'm interested, like, you have the developer relations Slack where there may be 20,000 people, I think, maybe 10,000. And we don't, they don't want to upgrade because it's too expensive and it's a free community, right? But it's full of technical people who can are more than capable of hosting an alternative. So
Yep.
like I could see, I don't see it competing with Discord, but I do see it competing with paid Slack for open communities. And I can, again, you look at open source, and that's again like where you have these very large communities of people who are only partially engaged. You wouldn't want to have them pay $10 a person. So
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I see.
Um,
Yeah, I do. I don't know. I don't know if I would personally choose it right now because of it does look something about it just gives me the notice that it's a little early.
I'm not sure if it is. I think some of the problems I'm hitting here, like I'm getting an error here with the GitHub one, is probably actually more due to the fact I'm running it on a
Yeah.
self-hosted Docker container through ngrok and hitting all sorts of weird edge cases. Where if it was just on my Raspberry Pi, it might be a lot easier. Um, at the moment, I don't know. At the moment, I'm not sure. I like this playbook idea as well, but of course the whole problem with any collaboration tool, and this also came when I tried one, I think SourceGraph, or no, not something like, I can't remember what it was called now, that I really liked as well. But there's no point using it if it's just me. If I want to collaborate, I have to collaborate with a whole group of
Yeah.
other people who also want to use it. And then, you know, there's if what I want is a highly customized like kind of Trello or Notion that's self-hosted, then there's other options. The whole communication thing is a bit lost if it's just me on my own. So, so you'd have to sort of find other companies people who you wanted to work with. But I mean, to be fair though, Ian, I mean, so far apart from having edge case things, which I think are because of the way we're running it, it
Yeah, I agree.
works pretty well.
It does. It does
So
work. Yeah.
yeah. It's an open
I
source
have tried to
program
build
that does
many
quite a lot,
clients.
and it's working. The main thing that held us up was how do we expose a Docker port, which has nothing to do with Mattermost.
Yeah.
I'm hitting some errors here, which we could debug, I'm sure. I'm guessing because of the URLs and things.
They are
But I
getting
like
some really
this.
great coverage
Yeah.
on. I'm checking them out on Crunchbase. They've received $70 million.
Yeah. Well, this is probably why I'm interviewing them next week. And I guess you can probably do more if you connect up to something like
Yeah,
Zapier.
closing in on 1 million chats, so it's million workspaces.
Yeah, Zapier integration. So then that opens you up to a whole bunch of other options as well, of course. Yeah. Yep.
So I can see. I think that to invest in this, it would be very different. Like looking at some of these screenshots where like you start adding these plugins and really integrating it into your workflow. I'm kind of sold on it a little bit.
Yeah.
My
It,
worry is the cost of hosting it. Like, would it be a
well, the cost of hosting, yeah, but the weird thing is also have a look at this if you go for their version, um,
are they
oh,
following
this
the
is
WordPress
deploying it
policy?
yourself. This is deploying it yourself. Okay. Yeah. So if I put this on my Raspberry Pi, this would cost me nothing, effectively, apart from electricity. Yeah. So $10 per user per month is not terrible.
I'm talking about the cost of like maintaining or updating or finding those
Yeah,
things
for
that
sure,
don't
for
work.
sure, for sure.
That's
And
that's the
and I've
thing
had
that
to do that
you
with
can't
my
find out in one
Nextcloud.
hour. You
Yeah,
you you
as
would
well.
get 3 weeks in and say, oh well, you can't make a thread of a thread or something, then you'll go down a rabbit hole and
We didn't. Actually, you know what? If there's no threading, I'm not using it.
there is threading.
Let me see.
No, there's threading. There's threading.
Is there?
Yeah.
But not like in Slack. It's just oh no, here we go. Yes. Okay, good. Good. Oh, it's not really threading. To be fair though, Slack and now Discord are the only things that have threading anyway. So this is the other interesting thing. Like, I'm now in a lot of communities that use Discord for community management, which is also very closed source, and I still find Discord kind of weird about like how do they actually make money. Um, but they also offer things like streaming to it and stuff like that, which I don't know. You know, if I wanted to move my Christian Chiller community from Discord to Mattermost, can I stream to Mattermost and stuff like that, which is something you
Let's
often
see.
want to do.
Mattermost screen sharing.
It's not quite screen sharing, it's a bit more than that, but yeah, there might be something.
That seems tough because now we're like, I mean, think about. I don't even know
Used
if
all sorts of
Slack does that.
things, yeah.
Slack did purchase that company.
No, I mean, Slack doesn't do it either, to be fair. No, I'm not
Yeah.
saying, I'm just saying for my use cases, the only thing I have that I would want to maybe replace is Discord server.
So there's a lot of integrations of immediately creating
Yeah.
rooms,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like Zoom and Skype and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, that seems to be. I know what you're saying. Yeah, Discord has this like kind of very close
Yeah.
integration.
Yeah. But I like it. What I've seen, what we've got working quite quickly is pretty good. You know, if I was to have a conference and we wanted to throw together a self-hosted communication tool, I would probably look at this or Matrix, which is much simpler. And we got it working pretty easily.
Matrix chat,
Yeah, yeah, which is comparable, but mostly
decentralized
just
communication.
yeah, yeah. But Matrix also has this whole kind of protocol bridging thing, so you can actually bring in kind of IRC and other. It supersedes a lot of other tools that existed before that did that, like Jabber and things like that. In fact, I think it might be
Mm-hmm.
the same. Might be the same people actually. But yeah, it's not bad. Not bad actually. I'm quite pleased with how it looks. Actually, one thing I wanted to see if it would work offline, but why would it work offline? Slack doesn't work offline either. So, but for the boards and things like that, maybe I don't know.
Oh,
See
that's
anything.
interesting. Yeah, it's local storage. I would bet not. I bet it won't.
I mean, it's hard for
And
me to
you're on Docker,
test.
so you wouldn't be able to try it either, would you?
It's hard for me to test, yeah. But cool. I mean, that's not bad, and I think like it's probably a good point to end on anyway.
Yeah, it's about
It's
5 years old. I checked it out on
Yeah,
Wikipedia.
yeah. I have definitely heard of them for a while. I get the feeling the kind of corporate company bit is more recent, but
Yeah.
the other stuff
Well,
is older. Yeah. Mattermost.com. As I said, I think I'm interviewing them for my podcast next week at some point. I don't know exactly when it's going to come out, so also it's a good opportunity to segue into, if you want to see more about me, you can look at christianschiller.com. And I'll put up that interview at some point very soon. What about you, Ian? How can people find more about you and what you do?
you can reach me at Ian Jennings, but the E is a 3 on Twitter. And yeah, I run Haxor, HAXOR.sh.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Anyone
We'll see you
who
in a couple
watches the
weeks.
stream will have noticed that we shifted the schedule slightly, but we'll be back to every 2 weeks now, roughly. I think. Do we have any idea what we might do next? I don't think we do.
No, we've been pulling them off the back burner here.
We were talking about maybe looking at WebAssembly, weren't we? Which could be
Yeah, I would like to
interesting.
look at WebAssembly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can do some DeFi or some NFT stuff. Hop on the boat there.
I'm pretty sure WebAssembly is used for other things, but yes, that is
Oh, I
one. All right then. Do you want to sign us off, Ian?
Sure, this has been developers, otherwise known as Devx5. My name's Ian. This is Chris, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Take care, everybody.